What is up, YouTube? This is Sam of Team Gradelock O.N.S. Fam Bam Extravaganza. And today, we have my boy Rene bringing us an updated Amon deck profile.
Howdy, folks. I'm Rene. I have not been part of O.N.S. long. And here's my Amon deck. We start with 2 copies of our starter, Barmaid Grace. At 1 Counterblast, you get 2 Soul Charge. Rest her, and pick a unit, gets plus 1,000 for everything in the soul. Really good for just overall aggression. She's so pretty. And if you're wondering, hey, why are there 2? It's because people are dicks. So, there you go. Next up, we have these enigmatic assassins. They're fine-ass sluts. I'm sorry, they're not sluts. They're lovely men, women, I don't know. But while she's in the soul, if you have 10 or more, pull her out, gets buff, get strong, get punch. There you go.
What? How many? What's the cost?
It's you need 10 or more in soul.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Next up, we have Hateful Cyclone. This is my favorite main Vanguard in this deck.
So he's your ride target.
He's my ride target. I don't know about you. Ideally, you want anybody with Amon in the name. But when he's on rear guard, throw him down, you soul charge 1, and if what you threw in there has Amon in the name, -2, but +5 for every 5 cards in your soul.
So do you do this every time, or are you like selective when you activate the skill?
It's very selective.
Okay.
If you try to do this early game, you're just going to hurt yourself. But if you do it like late game when you have tons of soul, he becomes really formidable, and plus he's blue, and I like that. Because he's like Mega Man.
Okay.
Next on deck is Amon's follower, Hell's Deal. You throw her down on the rear guard, your soul's charge 2. It can't get any better than that. Your Dark Irregulars, you want soul, she gives the soul. Wham bam, family man. Next up is Amon's follower, Fu Ginlin. We're at 4 copies. He's a 10k hitter when you have him on. You got a problem with the 10k hitter? A 10k grade 1? You got a problem with it, you got a problem with me.
You got any you have any combos with him, or?
He is one of your best targets for Barmaid Grace. And in addition, if you're laying on the pressure and they're all, oh no, he's laying on the pressure, I need to start punching this Fu Ginlin. They're going to target your Fu Ginlin and not target your Vanguard. Because, you know, Vanguard hurts. Coming up next is the best woman to have behind you, Doreen the Thruster.
Is that the reason the Vanguard hurts?
Uh-huh. She backs you up. Every time you soul charge or put anything in the soul, she gets +3. This stacks like a mother. I've had this bitch up to 15, 16, 15, 18. No triggers, just 15, 18, just boosting my 7. That adds up real quick. It's fantastic. She's fantastic. Not waifu, but fantastic. I have class. Next up, for all the furry fans out there, we have Were Tiger Jaeger. You can ignore pretty much 60% of what's written on this card. You only want to soul charge him, you want to counterblast, and you want to draw. That's the entire reason he's here. He's really handy. He's a 7k base, and if for some reason you're getting smacked around, you can throw him away for 5k guard. It's great.
Is he like your main resource? Like you need him to go off at least once or twice, or
Not really.
No, you just like having him for the draws.
I like draws.
Okay.
Who doesn't like draws?
That's true.
Have you ever been drawn? It's fantastic. Next up, we have 2 copies of Serpent Charmer. This effect probably isn't going to go off as often. However, when it does, it saves you from deck out. It puts triggers back in your deck. This guy gets +2 just by getting soul, doing the soul thing. And if you have 15 or more in your soul, you blast 13 back into your deck.
Okay, so is he like a tech choice for you?
He's a tech choice.
Okay.
He's definitely something I say, oh shit, what is I gonna do? And then I play it, and now I know what I's gonna do.
Okay. Another tech choice coming up.
Another tech choice coming up. This is Killing Dollmaster. She's really neat. She's really neat. She's 7K. She's a great target, actually, just in general, to throw in your front row.
Okay.
Because when people see her effect, they're like, oh no, she needs to die. Because what she does is at the beginning of your turn, she goes in the soul, and 2 more cards go in after her from the deck. So basically, you soul charge twice. It's 3 soul charges. That's 9 feeding your Doreen. So that's instantly 15K to your Doreen for Doreen boost thing. This is gonna be heavily edited.
Right.
Don't worry.
No, it's not.
Next up is another tech choice. This is one of my.
Is this your last tech choice?
This is my last tech choice. This is Eccentric Dissector. You throw them in your back row. Every turn, it's a free soul charge. That means every turn, at the very least, you're boosting with 9. It doesn't sound like
plus
much.
3 to the Doreen. Okay, yeah, so it's a 9.
It doesn't sound like a lot. But when they're running out of hands and you're still getting a consistent, at bare minimum, 16 damage, boosh.
16 power, but yeah, no, I hear you.
My mouth is not working.
Okay.
Last but not least, we have our triggers, because guess what? This was grade 1.
If you guys haven't figured it out yet.
So we got 4 Blitz Ritters. They're alright. They do the thing. We got 4 Cruel Hands. They're alright. They also do the thing. We got 4 Knights of Nightmare Land.
How often do you use his effects?
Not often.
Okay.
But if you don't have your Dissector, this is what you have in hand, and you want to keep on the pressure, you throw them in. You throw them in the soul. It's easy +3 to Doreen. It's additional +3 to whatever you want to throw +3 towards. It's very handy in a pinch. And last but not least, Amon's follower, Grelsum. He is kind of but he is the crit trigger. Ideally, what happens
An Amon
is
crit trigger.
An Amon crit trigger goes into soul. You counterblast the card with Amon in the name, which you're gonna have plenty of, unless you have really terrible damage luck. And he will pop any rear guard on their side.
Cool. So how much did this deck cost you, roughly? Like just like an overall price, like.
Honestly, this is a relatively budget-friendly deck.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm aware, a lot of these cards were, at the bare minimum, less than $3.
Okay, cool. Alright guys, this is Rene's Amon deck profile. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and we will forward them to Rene. Yeah.
I'm gonna get yelled at a lot.
Alright, bye guys.
Bye.